Yo, this is Nova Trifecta. I am Jimmy Fedora, aka Alias.
What's up? This is Kendall, aka Big Boy Troy.
Yeah, and we've been gone for quite some time. But now we back. You know,
We
um,
back.
what you been up to?
Man, I have been up to just working and just being a family man. It's hard to work a full-time job and raise four kids, Juicy. I don't know if you know
No, I don't know, and I'm not trying to
that.
know.
No, man. No, it's just full schedule, man. Work's been having me hung up, and then if I'm not at work, I'm at a ball field or a pageant or something like that with the kids. So, but I think we about got it. I think we about got it to where we can be more consistent with the people and start bringing y'all some good content.
Most definitely, most definitely. Just getting back in the swing of things and doing everything that we need to do. But the first topic, let's get into this Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight. What you think about that?
Ah, man, I didn't think it was a fight. No, Jake Paul, man, he set him up. He put him down, buddy. He put him down. I thought it was crazy because I thought maybe we might get a little bit better fight this time. I thought it would not be as quick. But then again, you start seeing that Ben Askren's background has been nothing but really a whole lot of grappling in the UFC. He never really stood and threw hands. And Jake Paul is a multimillionaire who has went out and got top level nutritionists, top level coaches, and is training nonstop in the gym and is turning into quite a boxer. I would like to see him. I would like to measure him up against somebody that is in the boxing world in the same weight class and everything like that. That would be better. But you can't beat the entertainment, man. What'd
You
you
can't beat
think?
the entertainment. You can't beat the spectacle that Triller got going on. I mean, like I said, you got strippers, coming from the ceiling. You got Snoop Dogg
Uh,
commentary, a random Oscar De La Hoya moment that he looked like he was coked out. You got Pete Davidson and Jack Harlow coming out of nowhere. You got
yeah.
performances in between. You got Doja Cat, and you got a special Justin Bieber performance,
Yes. Which he
which was
brought the
really
heat,
really
man.
dope.
Yeah,
So
really good.
the Beebs was really really dope, and I mean, you get that's you were entertained, and that's what it was all about. To be honest with you, this gonna a lot more attention than regular boxing matches. So I really 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 thought this was a good event, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I think on the next one, Evander Holyfield supposed to be fighting on one of these cards, and
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, I don't know if Mike Tyson will do it again, but we'll see moving forward. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they're gonna get more people because they got the bag. They got the bag after this one.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the bag for sure. For sure. I know I listen to Mike Tyson and I think he's wanting to do some boxing stuff. The level that he wants to do it at, I don't know. I don't know if it would be something like this, but they pay you well enough, you'll sign it up.
Oh, most definitely,
And
most
it looks
definitely,
like they're making the money to get what they get and the entertainment that they're bringing. They got some money.
most definitely, most definitely. Um, so the next topic I want to get into is we're gonna cover some topics that might be old to you guys, but we just didn't get a chance to
Mhm.
talk about due to our hiatus. But I wanted to touch on the Little Nas X situation with the video with the song Montero. The song is actually a really good song, you know. But what do you think about all the outrage?
I mean, it is outrageous, and the so-called church is just outraged. But at the same time, if the church would take a couple deep breaths and look at what he's tweeted and what he said, they might kind of point the finger back at themselves. The young man tried to get
All right, punch in. Technical difficulties, but go ahead and continue.
So I feel like if the church, like I know it's a big outrage, and it breaks my heart to see. It does. I hate anybody to go to that extreme, but I'm level-headed enough to see what the message and what he's tweeted out, and I've been reading what he's tweeted out. he got mistreated horribly and done wrong horribly in when he was a young man, when he was going to church, because he was struggling with homosexuality. I firsthand, I grew up in church. You know me, Juicy. I grew up in church. My dad was a preacher, so church was my whole life. We were there, God, just about every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it was a part, but I also seen a lot of people get done wrong
Right.
by people in the church. And when you go to church and you're trying to listen, I mean, you know, you got somebody preaching God's love and how compassionate, and somebody that loves you, and you're wanting to be accepted. And then you got people that call themselves Christians that are giving you nothing but hate and talking about you, and trying to condemn you to hell every chance they get because they don't see their own sin, they just see yours. You get hurt, and you get bad hurt. And I think that's what happened. And if you'll listen, he said, I want y'all to be mad. I want y'all to be hurt. Just to feel the same pain and feel the same hurt that y'all made me feel when I was struggling with homosexuality, and how y'all told me constantly I was going to hell, and how y'all persecuted me, and how y'all made me feel. And I think I wish that a lot of people would step back, take a couple breaths, and learn from that. Like, wow, we got young people coming into our church, or people coming into their church. They're broken people, man. They're hurt, or they're struggling with stuff, and they're needing help. They're just wanting I mean, they're wanting some love. They're wanting to know that, hey, man, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay that you're broken like me. Everybody's broken. Everybody struggles with stuff. And it's just crazy because, like, you know, now they come out, like, now he comes out and he says all this stuff, and everybody's in an outrage, and they're wanting to cancel this, and they're saying, oh, he's trying to attack our kids. But your parents was letting you listen to hard rock back in the 80s that was talking about going to hell. You're on the highway to hell. You're on the, you know, that's what people forget.
And that
People forget that.
that's what that's my point. Like, hey, just don't let your child watch it. You know, it's as simple as that.
That's what I'm
Well, all the
saying.
other stuff that's on TV that has sex, violence, and all this good stuff, and devil worshiping, uh, people grew up just fine. Y'all grew up fine when Ozzy Osbourne was biting the head off of a bat.
Right.
We grew up. We watched South Park, which was horrible. We grew up on Eminem, hip hop culture, where smacking bitches, killing, all that good stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
raise your kids with morals, and they will be fine. This
I'm
is
gonna
a
tell you,
video.
like,
I
it's
understand y'all saying that, hey, he made
right.
Old Town Road. Well, y'all don't listen to the lyrics in Old Town Road. He was talking about some shit in there. So I think it's just
Yeah.
the visual of him sliding down the hill, uh,
Yeah.
you know, stripping
Yeah.
for the devil, and, you know, becoming the
Yeah.
devil at the end. But that's what y'all told the boy, that he was going to hell
Yeah.
because he was gay. So he said he was sliding hell in 6-inch heels. If you don't like
Yeah.
it, don't watch it. Keep your kid from it.
My thing is, like, Juicy, like, if they really was to sit down and watch the Disney Channel and watch Nickelodeon, if they was to pick up that smartphone and go through their kids' Snapchat, TikToks, YouTube, Google history, Little Nas X is the least of their problems.
Mm-hmm. Most
Trust me.
definitely.
And what it boils down to is, if you'll take your kids and you'll raise your kids right, and you'll teach them values, and you'll teach them morals, yes, they're impressionable, and I understand that. So why don't you just shut down a lot of the stuff that they're doing? You better get a grasp on that phone
Yeah,
and
that's
go through
true.
that phone and shut it down, because they're going to hear it at school too. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. You can't shelter them from everything. Yes, you can shelter them for a lot of stuff. And I understand some kids aren't ready to see that. Some kids, you know, shouldn't see that. And I understand that. In my household, I got four. We've got, you know, high schoolers, we've got middle schoolers, and I've got a kindergartner. It's a daily grind keeping up with them and trying to monitor a lot of their stuff and let them know, hey, look, that might be what that person's doing, but at my house, we're not going to act like that. And sometimes you're just not ready to make that decision, so you need to be educated, and when that time comes, then you can make that decision if you want to listen to that or want to watch that for yourselves.
No,
um
I
it
I
just
agree. I
I
agree.
get the outrage. I get the outrage. It's outrageous. I understand that. You know, I mean, the man's trying to sell Nikes with blood in them, and
Yeah, they was doing a little too
satanic
much.
stuff.
They was doing a
I
little too
thought that was
much
a
with
little
that.
overboard, but I think he was going overboard because he was proving a point to the church world.
But
And his point was,
if you don't like it, don't
then
watch
don't
it.
partake of. That's
Just like
right.
y'all, or some people don't listen to hip hop, or
You're right.
country. If you don't like something, don't
I
listen
was
to it.
under I was under the impression though, because I saw a lot of the same people say that they were done with Nikes, come back out and say they were really done with Nikes. I thought they were done with Nikes when they supported Colin Kaepernick.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
people just be capping, man. They
I mean,
nobody's really
I thought Nike was already canceled. I had no clue we were canceled on them again.
nobody
You
really
know?
gets canceled. Oh, you get
No.
canceled for a day. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
people still gonna get, just
it
like I
is.
still see people wearing Gucci in our
Right.
community. Gucci had the black
Right.
face, but rappers
Yeah.
and people in my community still wearing Gucci. You know what I mean? Fendi,
Yeah.
Prada, all that good
I
shit. So yeah,
I
I
think it
mean that's
boils
just
down to exactly what you were saying, man. If okay, you can be outrageous, whatever. There's a lot of stuff in this world that you need to be outrageous with, not just a rapper or a hip hop artist. There's a lot of stuff that you should be really outrageous and talking about. And the main thing is, if you'll listen to the man and watch the man's tweets and read it, he's crying out for love that he didn't get from the church. And the best thing you can do, if you are the church, to show that, oh, we might have made a mistake, we might have hated. Why don't you just pray for the man? You don't agree with it, and you think he's going to hell, and you think it, pray for the man. You keep your mouth and opinions to yourself, and you pray for him, and let God do the rest.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I
I
think a
agree.
lot of times nobody gets that.
I
Nobody
agree.
gets that.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's the thing, that nobody, when he was struggling with homosexuality or whatever he was struggling with, you could have kept your mouth shut, loved that boy, and prayed for him, and let God change him, because you're not gonna change somebody. It's got
exactly.
to be God that changes a man.
Well,
You
that
know,
was a
and that's
mouthful. You said yeah, it's some really really good points that you brought up. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that viewpoint. Um, my closing is, hey, you don't if you don't like it, watch it. Parental guide your child, and
that's right.
bring them up with morals. I grew up
Yeah,
listening to some shit, and I'm just fine.
yeah, a really good guy.
The second thing I wanted to do now, this goes back to early April. I was surfing the web, right? And
Hmm.
one of the leaders in my community, and when I say my community, I'm talking about the gap teeth community. Our leader, Michael Strahan,
Sir Michael Strahan.
closed this gap. Now later, I did find out it was an April Fool's joke, but I was extremely hurt. You had people like Madonna, me, Michael J. White,
Oh my God.
leaders of the gap teeth community, and I was thinking to myself, how could he go close this gap? That's just like that's just like Anthony Davis shaving his brow.
Shaving the brown.
You can't do that. And I
Oh
just wanted
man.
to let people know that the gap teeth community, that we must stick together, in these trying times. And I'm glad Mike didn't leave us.
Man, did you watch that little video? Like, he had his mask on and he was talking about it, and he named off these doctors and everything, and gave a good reason. And I was a little sad too. I was like, man, like, Strahan without the gap, what kind of world am I living in?
Bro,
You know?
it was so believable. And I was sitting there distraught, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, I gotta go get my gap closed too.
It was
No,
crazy.
seriously, that was funny.
That
Another
was
thing,
funny.
so another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I was in Centerpoint the other day, I want to say, and I was taking a piss in the bathroom, and I looked up and I seen gas station condoms. So I wanted to know who the fuck uses gas station condoms, and are
Oh
they
man.
effective? And have you ever purchased a gas station?
Uh
And you know what I'm talking about when you taking a
yeah, I know. Where you can just put a couple quarters in there and turn the slot. Yeah. I
what the
have
fuck?
purchased them. I have purchased them before. I
Mhm.
was always curious about them. I never used one during intercourse, but I did purchase one. But they just look like rugged and tough.
So look, I
Like
took a picture. I took a picture of just some of these names. Genie's Delights, Glow in the Dark Tingler Ring, Rugged and Ready, Horny Goat. Hold on, Hugger, and Pandora's Box.
oh man.
Now,
I remember. I think every one of those machines had those rugged and ready, because that name just kind of always stuck like rugged and ready, man. I bet that feel like a cactus, man.
I think as a trucker, you have to buy those. Like it
I
being
think that's what it is.
a lot of trucks, a lot of truck drivers
Yeah,
buy those and use them on the lot lizards. If you unfamiliar with a lot, what a lot lizard is, ask your parents.
yeah. That's all I can say. Google it if you want to.
Google it if you don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man. I'm assuming that's what they were for. Like, because I've never ever been in a truck stop that did not have one of those. Like, when I was doing bridge construction and driving those big trucks, a lot of times the only gas station you could get in with all that equipment was like truck stops, and you go in and take a piss, or you go shit or something like that. That's all that was in there. And then, like, so you had those lot lizards out roaming around. Like, I'm assuming that's what they were for. But to see them like at a regular gas station, that is weird.
That is weird. And I went to myself like, who the fuck buys these gas station, condoms and use them? But that's not the other. I thought that was funny. But the final thing I wanted to talk about is just, you know, have you been watching the NBA?
A little bit,
A little
yes.
bit. What do you think about this
Yeah.
season? Like the storyline, the narrative. Has it been enjoyable to watch? Has it intrigued you, or is it something that you just kind of overlooked? And just the impact
Mm,
of, is it COVID or is it just something else? Because it don't seem like it's as exciting as it normally is.
it
I guess
don't,
until the
man.
playoffs
It
start.
don't.
You
It really has.
do you think it's
It
because of they sitting these guys resting, they acting like the regular season
Yeah.
don't matter?
Uh,
Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, I would think so. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm a Spurs fan. I hadn't even really kept up with them for real. I mean, it just seems like the only headlines you see is what big name signing with the Brooklyn Nets.
yeah,
Uh, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. It just hasn't caught my attention like it normally has. I don't know why.
I just
I
wanted,
really
and
don't know
and that's
why.
just something I thought about on the fly. Because that wasn't the last thing I was gonna ask you. That's just something I thought about when I was watching.
Yeah.
I was watching the Brooklyn Nets earlier today, and KD got hurt. So, but
Yeah.
what I wanted to get your what I want to say. What if I wanted to get your opinion on is this Justin Fields situation and how he went from being the number 2 prospect and how
Number
they
two
kind of like
prospect.
evaluating him a little differently, and like ain't nothing changed since the season changed. What you think about what's going on with that?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I'm really not sure. I don't know what I don't know. I just what has he done to fall off? That's what I don't understand. What as like to me, he's better than Zach Wilson, better than Trey Lance. I'll give him a slot. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be a homer, but I don't know. I kind of give him maybe a slight edge over Mac Jones, but
Like, I don't
I
understand
just
how you the number 2 prospect and then you slide all the way to all the way to 5th, and it's like you had a great pro
I
day,
don't
you ran a 4.4. What's going on that these guys just slid this man all the way to the second, to the
I don't
4th
know.
and 5th quarterback?
I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't. I mean, case in point, Mitchell Trubisky was drafted before Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
That's wild.
What did Mitchell Trubisky do to get drafted before them two?
Yeah.
You know,
I think they forget
what's
about
your
the tape.
thoughts on it?
I think they forget about the tape. I don't know. They bring the boy a character in the issue. They try to say I don't know who they talking to, but like if you keeping it a buck, Mac had 2 DUIs. If that boy had two
Yeah,
DUI, it's like y'all digging for something to try to make him not look
I don't know.
as
I
he.
don't understand it. I really never understood. I never understood the Mitchell Trubisky before Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson absolutely went ham on Alabama defenses 2 years straight.
2 years straight.
I mean, we almost lost to him 2 years in a row.
And Pat Mahomes threw for 700
And
yards in a game,
I
in
mean,
college. So like it's
it's
like
just
that's the
crazy.
potential.
I don't understand the whole. I really don't understand the whole Zach Wilson
I don't either.
situation. And I
Again,
feel like I think the Jets are going to take him at number 2. That's all indications. They shipped Sam Donald out and said we're taking Zach Wilson at number 2.
yeah,
And I do not understand it. I mean, I think people forget that dude was almost as good as a prospect. Justin Fields was almost as good as a prospect as he was neck and neck with Trevor Lawrence.
I agree.
And if you would have, I think Clemson would have got the same results with Justin Fields as they did with Trevor Lawrence. Insert Trevor Lawrence, insert Justin Fields. You would have had the same stuff.
I agree.
They would have got a national title. They would have been the top dog in the ACC and ran through it.
And it might be a smoke screen, so we kind of got to keep an eye out for that as well. Maybe they're trying to deter people from them so they can take them at a certain,
you might be right.
spot. So we'll find out when the draft roll around, and we'll actually have a conversation about the draft and what people go and potential and things of that nature when it's time.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do, I kind of want to do some of these Facebook memes.
Okay.
The one that I pulled up is actually one that somebody shared on the Current Climate podcast page. If you aren't a member of that, make sure you join. But a lot of people is. But it said you can buy a ticket to see one perform again. Now I'm gonna list some of these guys, and you just gotta pick one: Michael Jackson, Selena, Tupac, Bob Marley, Amy Winehouse, the Notorious B.I.G., Kurt Cobain, Prince, Aaliyah, Elvis, and Whitney Houston.
Oh shoot! Oh man,
I know who I would pick, and it was tough. You know what I mean? I would pick Mike because
I was thinking Michael Jackson and followed by close Prince, but I'm going Michael Jackson,
especially with the production that that's afforded
that is
to
out
these
there
artists
nowadays.
Yeah. And the people he potentially might bring out during the said performance. But I don't know. Mike didn't bring out a whole lot of people on his performances. He gonna give you
he
the
didn't
Mike
have
hits.
to, yeah.
But the production and the dancing and all that good stuff, man, if I had to see one perform live, it would definitely be Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You're right.
That production, the dance, man, it'll be a spectacle. And it'll be, could you imagine Mike on Twitter?
Yeah.
Like, social media era, how big he was without it. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. It would be crazy. My little Camry, the youngest one of mine, is infatuated with Michael Jackson right now. That's all we're listening to and all we're watching on YouTube. And she's trying her hardest to do all those dance moves. And I don't know, like before she got big into it, I kind of had forgot about like what a superstar he was and how I don't think I've ever seen a better dancer than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he was jigging, man.
Man. It was crazy. I've been watching a lot of these older videos of him.
I have too. All right, as we do every podcast, I'm glad to be back, man. We just got this just a an episode to get us back, our feet back wet. Give us a little feedback. Hey, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, share this as much as you can. But like again, we getting our feet back wet. Is it something that you want to leave with the people, or maybe something to watch, or maybe an album?
I definitely the album I'm gonna suggest. I told you about it not too long ago. Go check out that new Justin Bieber stuff. It is really good, man. It is actually really, really good. I would definitely go check that out.
What's the name of it? The one that did he drop? You say he dropped 2 albums, didn't you?
Yeah, he done 2 albums, and I'm terrible with names, so I can't. He done 2 different albums. One was like nothing but Christian music, just kind of gospel, and then the other one he's got a lot of people, a lot of up and coming artists. He collabed with a lot of people, and he went ham on them. He done good on both of them, and definitely check out both of them. They're really really good. And I guess if there's like one thing I can leave with the people is, man, let's keep on striving and getting over. We've almost got this COVID stuff behind us. We've almost got things opened up to where we can go and enjoy crowds and enjoy humans again. So let's just we're at the end, folks. We're at the end. Just keep grinding just a little bit harder.
Yeah. One thing I want to suggest is album that came out this weekend by Conway the Machine. I know a lot of people not familiar with Conway the Machine, but he and the group, the collective called Griselda, that consists of Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, and West Side Gun. But Conway the Machine released a solo album. Now it is grimy. It's not mainstream. It's not mainstream. But it's called La Maquina, and he got some nice features on here. My favorite song on there is called Scatterbrain, featuring Ludacris and JID. Make sure you check that shit out. What I want to leave with the people is, hey, let's just be nice, let's be loving, let's be caring, and let's get on the other side of this COVID. I believe that we are headed in a nice direction. A lot of stuff, it's a lot of stuff that's still going on, but I think we're moving in a positive direction. Let's keep all that negative shit off us and just move forward.
That's right, man.
All right. Well, Nova Trifecta, we will see you guys next week. Expect big things coming from us, and make sure y'all just tune in and support us. Nova Trifecta, we out, baby.
We out.